just had word that he's arrived in the south of France. When he left Nice airport, he was followed by 2 members of the Lugash secret police. It appears that President Haley should rather have the insurance money than the diamond. When you take into account that the mob has tried to kill him 3 times to stop him from finding Inspector Clouseau.
Chief Inspector.
I don't think you've got anything to worry about. Still, all things considered, I'm glad you got the surgery. Even though you're temporarily incapacitated, in the long run, I'm sure it'll be more than worth the time. How much?
6 million.
That's ridiculous.
It's worth 30.
It'll have to be split up. We'll lose at least 40% of it.
Enough. I am
What?
Clouseau, and justice will be done in the name of the law.
I've been expecting you, Clouseau.
Diamonds may be forever, but hiding spots not so much. My shitting iron wasn't cooperating. I skipped the troubleshooting section in the manual. But who has the time for that when there's a diamond case to be solved?
Troubleshooter, huh? Doesn't change the fact that your life's aim has been a bit off.
You have a problem with that? Granted, I've had some missteps, but I haven't unintentionally handcuffed myself to a case, questioned if a blind beggar and his monkey were the lookouts for a bank robbery, asked someone if their dog bats, only to find out it wasn't even their dog, or worn disguises that make myself look like the suspect. Well, no offense. Not that it was easy, but nothing ever worthwhile ever is, which is why I have failed, whereas others have succeeded. But suppose this is my day to shine. Lost on a detour, I should be elsewhere.
Lugash, I assume?
How do you know?
Gino was the one I sent out for the diamond.
Had to explore that one. Up until you gave him the rock bottom ploy. I've never noticed how the Pink Panther seems to leave one wherever it goes. It's quite fascinating, really.
Suppose you live for your work, then. What about enjoying life? Those moments that make it all worthwhile. Do you find it tiresome? Returning the diamond won't do you any good. The government of Lugash was adamant about removing the Pink Panther. They ran off with the insurance money. It also doesn't help that everyone from Dreyfus, Katzo, and Bruno wanted to get rid of you.
The illustrious trio. Sees I have an uncanny ability to be on everyone's to get rid of list. Suppose my charm knows no bounds. I'm a man of the world. Nowhere is too far from Clouseau.
Save for that plane you were supposed to be on. A fake plane crash? Making everyone believe you've disappeared? No one cares about you. You never cared too much for your colleagues. Especially Dreyfus. He'd be happy to know you're not around anymore. Your exes don't care about you. There's no point in living, or we just like to pretend there is.
No one cares for me. I got Kato. Well, if you could even call him a friend, he turned my apartment into a brothel. Let's see. Oh, it's with that little merde. Dreyfus and women who fell out with me. Simone running off with that phantom. Maria Gamberi Ugula, all intertwined with the chaos I leave in my wake. Is this my fate? I don't understand why they care for women in crisis but turn a blind eye to a man's case. Makes me wonder why we aren't equally concerned about everyone facing challenges, you know?
I was always after you. Well, thanks to my assistant Juliet Shane.
Now then, what was that you were saying? Swine phone. Lay up with my good man and drive like the wind.
I knew that.
To think I've put all my duty up first, till I got here then. All of it crumbles like a poorly baked soufflé. All because this woman wanted to make my life better. You orchestrated it all, ensuring that when some detective inevitably tracked me down, poor Gino would be framed as me. Some tale spun about him being killed for the sake of the sparkling diamond. Built myself from the ground up, but now I've got nothing. Just like that beggar with his minky outside the bank. Who am I? Clouseau, the accident-prone detective, or a man lost at sea of deception? Surrendering to a new identity. Is it escape, or a really elaborate costume change? Not all battles are fought on the outside. Some are waged within the heart and mind. In pursuit of justice, have I become the very chaos I sought to eliminate? Well, at least I'm a Weas Vif Claire. It's without the doubt the stupidest plan you ever had. But you could count me in.
You go do the right thing. It's not as painful as you think.
In the end, the Pink Panther may shine brightly, but it's the shadows that define the detective. Facing the tangled mess of deceit, I choose not to fall, but to face everything and rise. For in every stumble, every misstep, I find the steps to rise higher. Onward to a new identity, a fresh start, and the women who dared to weave my destiny into something beyond the chaotic dance of a bumbling detective. The Pink Panther may have slipped through my fingers, but perhaps, in losing it, misfortune has really struck down in finding me something far more precious.
Swine seagull. Well, time to go see about that 2 voucher.